I am Prometheus, and you are just a god.
What's going on, you beautiful Cypher mains? So I'm back finally after a few days, posting more videos. I just came back from a wedding, so my voice might sound a little gone. My best buddy's wedding was the other day, so sort of lost my voice from doing that. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to get you some more Cypher content. And today we're going to be going over Haven, Cypher's best map in my opinion, way better than Killjoy. So if you're playing Killjoy on this map, there's something wrong with you. So to start, on pistol round, I always like playing C. A couple ways I like to play it. I'll throw my tripwire right here. I'll throw a cage in this little horn right here. Usually it'll be a little closer because of the barrier. And then I'll throw my camera up on this little block, the wood block right there. So it'll be able to see anybody pushing C long. And if they come C, obviously I wait for them to get a little closer. If this gets shot out, then I just sort of wait a little bit. If they start throwing util and whatnot, I pop this, and this is a really good one-way. Plus that tripwire, it should get you a couple kills, if not a lot of damage. But the problem with this is that you can get util bombed like heavily, so you just have to be ready to hit your shots and take at least 2 down with you. And hopefully your teammate in garage is ready to help you as well, because it's going to be a clown fiesta and backside over here with nades and arrows and a bunch of stuff. So another way I like to play C on pistol round is I'll throw my tripwire across the box like this, because everyone's general pathing is that they'll run through sight, right? And then they'll get back sight and they'll try to run back here. But the problem is that your tripwire is now here, right? So they'll run into this, and then if you're playing over here for retake, because the only way this tripwire works is if you're playing back here, you can spray them pretty well with your ghost, because it's pistol round. So that's a good tripwire. And then if you're playing like that, I recommend that you throw your camera up on this pole like this, just to play for retake, and then you can ping out, oh, he's here, one here, one here, one here, all that good stuff. Or you could throw it off this white wall like I like to do. That's a really good one. Some general setups. So Haven's a very big map, right? And I think that playing for setups on this map, like you see a bunch of well-known Cypher players, they'll throw like a setup like this. They'll throw a tripwire off the thing there, or throw one off of this so it goes across like this, or they'll throw one. There's so many tripwires you can do off these cloths, where it's just like, it's so ridiculous. Like you throw this one, you could throw this one. I just had it a second ago. There. Okay, it doesn't want to see, but you can see how far it's going, because that glitch is still in the game, and we love to see that. Okay, you saw what was going on here, but they'll make like some nutty setup, right? And they'll have their camera like on this wall or something. And if they don't go to C site, this is just a waste of time. This is like a gold player setup or a silver setup, because if they don't go C, you just wasted your friend's times. You just wasted your time and all of your utility and all that. So a better setup is something opposed to this. Would be you throw maybe like one tripwire in C, so you could throw like one here. And it's very vanilla, I know, and it's not flashy, but it's just what works best. You throw one in here from garage for your teammate, so he can play off of it. He'll thank you a lot later because he loves you, because you're a helpful Cypher main. And then you can just throw a cage here, throw that one in the horn. And this is honestly good enough. I mean, as soon as they break that wire, you can start spraying, pop the cage, start spraying. If they start tapping it, just know that you sort of need to start getting out of there. But if you think that, oh, it's an eco, they're going to rush C, then a cool setup you can do, like I was just showing you, off of here. This one I like to do a lot, like that. Let's see if this wants to work this time. Okay, it doesn't, but it goes across like that. You can see it there. Go one across like this. If you want to hold back sight really well, you can put one here so it goes across this way, and then you could throw one across this way, so that works really well. It just depends on what you want to do. Mix and match your wires with what you want to play. And then with your cages, you can throw one here so it covers you, so they can't really shoot you as well, and you shoot them when they hit the wire. One that I've pulled off a couple times is I'll throw a cage here, and I'll play right here on logs, and as soon as they hit the wires, I'll blast them a little bit, and then I'll jump in this bitch, and then I'll shoot them some more. I'll just frag out since it's an eco run, try and get as many as I can. Or if I've conditioned my opponent to know that if I throw this cage here, I'm usually behind it, I'll usually throw a cage there, right? And then I'll pop that cage, and then they'll be all focusing on this, and then I'll pop out and I'll shoot them from here, and then pop this cage, and then fall back. It's a lot of mind games and a lot of things you can do with Cypher. Also, I'm going to acknowledge something. I know that these one-ways exist like this. This exists. I think this is useless. I think that you're just better off holding onto a cage, because Haven's a big map, and With Cypher, if you dump all your shit onto C, you're not going to have anything for yourself if you ever have to, like, rotate over. So you want to have, like, at least something, you know, for yourself to use. So I don't recommend throwing these ridiculous one-ways. Like, I know there's one that goes here, too. That's probably it, but I don't know. I don't think it's useful on buy rounds. Keep a cage for yourself. If they're going to come through garage, just back off and try to get a few kills. Don't... Because this one-way's not even that good. You barely even see them. And if they see this, if they're any good, they're not going to push it. So what's the point, you know? You're better off just throwing this here for yourself after you get a kill and, you know, trying to dip out of there or reposition yourself. So for the most part, that is C sight. Sometimes if they're not hitting C that often, as soon as the round starts, you can throw a camera here, and this will tell you very, very early if they're going to push C. And if you don't see anything, you're pretty safe to walk up, and usually other Cyphers will throw a tripwire here, so you can just walk up, shoot this, walk away. You can walk this and just hold this angle, and then it gives you a pretty safe, you can reposition pretty easily. So this is a really good camera to throw at the start of rounds. That camera up there is very good. You could throw a camera up on this wall, so it watches the garage push A and C. I've seen Cypher mains throw this one as well. I don't use this as often because, I don't know, I don't think it's that great, but people throw that too. So yeah, that's pretty much C sight. Garage, this is going to be the most straightforward thing to do, straightforward sight to hold. Throw a tripwire here, call it a day. Sometimes, if you'd like to, you can set up a setup with like your Phoenix or your KO or a Breach or Sky or something. Throw a camera there, and then you can tell them, hey man, they're walking into sight, and then you have them stand there, and you flash them, and then you collapse on them together. Or something I've seen Cypher mains do is they'll throw their one-way, they aim at the bottom of this light bulb, and they throw the one-way cage like this, activate it, and as soon as they're walking in here, they can't see you, but you can see them, and you're blast them. This is a pretty cool one-way. I don't use that often though, kind of hard to pull off. I don't know, it's cool though. I've done it before. B sight, I know there's a bunch of funky tripwires. Like this is a really funky one, or like people throw like tripwires all over the place or whatever. I think that's useless. I mean, the way I play Cypher is a very basic way, and I think that people like to overcomplicate them by showing you these flashy wires and flashy cameras that see you know, into your future, and tripwires that will catch 5 people at once. And dude, just throw a tripwire here. If they take B, let them have it. Just retake it together. B is a very easy site to retake. So you throw a tripwire like this, like this. If you're really feeling frisky, if you really have a hunch that they're going to be pushing into B, you could put your camera up on this wall like this. You jump on these boxes, and you can throw it up here, or you can throw it up here. This is really good, and this will let you easily tell, you know, oh, the guys aren't in Nico, they're going to hit B. Oh, he's planning here. Throw a grenade here, throw a molly here or something, and then that's really good too. But yeah, that's it for B site. I don't get too fancy with it. Don't throw these tripwires. I think that's such a waste. Hey guys, so something I forgot to tell you after I finished recording that I really wanted to show you was this setup on B you can do. So as soon as the round starts, you'll be playing on the right side of B, right? You can throw your camera really early into this little box, and you can camp it, right? So if you have a Breach or a Phoenix or a Sky, like the similar setup we had in Garage, you can tell them, hey man, they're walking up the stairs, and then he flashes or she flashes, whatever, and then from this camera, you can, you know, tell them to flash. So when they flash, you just collapse on them. So that's a really good fun setup you can do, and I wanted to mention that before we move on to the A site. So there you go. Such a waste. I don't know. I don't like it. For A site, this is a good retake camera. Goes like this. Jump on these boxes, throw it up here, and it lets you see default box, a little bit of hell, a little bit of lets you see ammo box, and all this. That's pretty good. For A site, if you're playing this by yourself, I don't like that people play like on site, because you're probably going to get screwed. Raze is going to double satchel on you. She's going to put her judge in your mouth, and you're not going to have a good time because it doesn't taste very good, and then you're going to die, and then you don't get to play the game. That's not fun. So if you're playing on A site, I highly recommend that excuse me, that you play CT, or you play in Heaven up here. And then if you're playing CT, a couple good tripwires are, you could throw like this one down here. You could throw like any of these. Like this is a good one because it kind of covers graffiti. You could throw this one. There's one that goes like across. Let me see if I can get you that one. The tripwires on this side are really finicky, so make sure you mess around with these in a custom game. So it goes like this. There's one that goes out even further. Yeah, like that. That's the better one. A really standard setup you can do is you do like this, and then you throw the cages. And then, like I said, you could still play in Heaven, even if you're smoked off. Like, you know where your tripwires are at. If they break these, they have to be close. Just spray. You'll get at least some damage. You might get a kill, probably. And with the new PBE changes, the new updates that are coming out, these walls are going to be completely wall bangable with any gun. That might change though, but so in case that does happen, you can throw a tripwire like this. You can throw, there's a tripwire up in this ammo box. I don't know if I remember it. I think it was one of those weird tripwires. Yeah, like this. This isn't very good. I didn't mean to show you that. That's kind of ugly. You can throw any off these boxes, which are pretty good, and then you can get a pretty good angle from heaven, which is pretty nice. A setup I've seen done before is a Cypher will throw his tripwire at the beginning around like this. So have his Phoenix cross around the box like this, and they'll be holding this. They'll wait for the tripwire to break. He'll flash, and then you guys just collapse on the guys here. So that's really good. You can do that with your Phoenix buddy or breach buddy or whoever you got. A setup, let me clean up a little bit. A setup that I've seen 100 Thieves Steel do is he'll throw his camera like this. This is like on an eco round, right? So he'll throw his camera here, and he'll play right here with the judge, and he'll wait. Like he'll see people coming, he'll see people coming this way, and then his tripwire usually be a little deeper, and then he'll activate the cage, and he'll just get ready to frag out, you know, with the judge and whatnot, because that's not what you really expect from a Cypher main. So that's a good way to play A site. Another good camera, now that I'm thinking about it, is you jump up from heaven. You jump in heaven. Anywhere on these rocks are pretty good. Lets you get a pretty good view of sight here. Gets shot out pretty commonly though, so I don't really like using it. If you can get up here, this is a good camera you can use. I use this one a lot because I think it's really good. It doesn't really get shot out. Over here is really good. Behind the bushes, like this. If you want to get really crazy and really want to play like a rat, you throw a tripwire here, or a tripwire like deep in hell, like this or something. Plus like one of these other tripwires, and then you can play in heaven, right? And I've done this before in Immortal lobby, so it works. So that's pretty cool. And you can wallbang if they go in here. So hell is very weird. You can only wallbang like certain parts of it. So like, I don't know. Just be careful. You can still wallbang though, but just be careful. I don't know how this works really. But you can wallbang them sort of if they go into hell. I've seen that done before. My retake setup for A, which has worked a few times in our scrims and whatnot, if you want to try this with your buddies, play in heaven or CT, like I said. Throw a cage here, like this, and then it'll come over here. Count with me: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks over by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this, right? And then when you're getting ready to retake the site, you know, to get the bomb planted and all that, you pop both of these cages, and then this is a one-way for anybody playing in here, and this cuts off anybody in hell. They can't really help their teammate. You know, they can't swing off them. If they do, they activate the cage and you know they're swinging. You can swing off with them. But this also lets you focus default box while this guy's trapped in hell. You isolate the guy in the one way. He has to push out and fight you. So that's a really good retake setup. On A, you could also do something like this. You could throw the tripwire there, and then you could swing off of it. That's really good. Or for early info, you can throw your camera off this box so you can see how many people are coming at you. So that's a really good one. And for the most part, that's pretty much how you play A site. If you think you can take them, if you got somebody with you, you can play behind default box. I'm not against it. Pair that with a couple cages. You can fight around them. If, you know, try to dash up on you. You can isolate this guy and then fight this guy. Just be careful because you could die pretty easily behind these default boxes because you can get mollied, arrowed, omen blinded. Those are the worst. Sucked, pulled, everything. Yeah. So let me show you. That's everything I know for defense. I'm like pretty sure. Yeah. So let me show you just the few things I know for offense. A really good default if you're playing Cypher, I think that every round, you should throw this. Every round. I don't care what round it is. If you're rushing C, 5-man pushing C, if you're going up garage, if you're doing whatever, this should happen almost every round. Because if you're playing long, you don't know who walked into short, and it lets you take a free aim duel in short. You could also swing out of the cage like this, like a monkey, kill this guy with your teammate. This simple cage allows you to do so many different things, and I think that it is very strong, and you should always do it. Do this cage because it's good, and we love it. Allows you to walk up like right here, and if they try to push out of A, it lets you, you know, shoot them because who plays here like a monkey? You know what I mean? So you could walk up to here, or you could walk up to here. This is kind of good because, well, you just gotta be careful. You can get swung from 2 different angles. Same thing with here. You just gotta be careful. It's just a really good lurk cage. You can lurk into short, get up into here, let you here, rotates off of A through A link and all that. And then if your team ever wants to rotate, you have all this space to work with. So that's really good. A good camera that I figured out, I'm probably gonna make a short about this and a couple other cameras that I found is if you get in this general corner here, right? And you aim at this block right here, just a little below it like this, right? You gotta play with it, so bear with me here. You throw it, no, it's not like that. I was hitting this a ton before. There, like that. It lets you see A long. So like if you're worried about an operator, this is a pretty nasty camera. So yeah, this is a really good camera you can throw at the start of the round to see if you want to spot an operator or who's holding A long. That's just in general a really good camera. If your teammate's hitting A, oh, let me explain something too. When I've played with other Cyphers, every Cypher in the world just defaults to tripwire and calls it a day. Stop it. Stop this. This is good if you don't plan on pushing A. If you plan on pushing A, you throw this one. Because if you're pushing A, they can't flank you. If the tripwire is not here and instead is here, it's not doesn't cover your flanks. They could just jump over it. And then you're gonna get yelled at because they're like, oh, I thought we had a tripwire up, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I didn't watch Teets TV, so I didn't know how to put a flank tripwire up properly. So throw this. If you're pushing A, push this one. If you're not pushing A, pretty simple. For C, I shouldn't really have to explain these, but these are good flank tripwires. I'll show you anyways. Like this, you go like this. If you plan on lurking C or trying to take an aim duel C while your teammate's pushing A or mid or something, or A primarily, aim at this corner. Jump and you're gonna aim for this tree, and this will allow you to see mid. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Trying to think anything else. Yeah, that's about it. It's all about everything I know for Cypher. So this is my Haven guide. If you have any questions about anything, let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Today is my birthday, so I probably will be streaming later tonight sometime. So if you want to hang out, say hello, do all that stuff, that'll be fun. 6 p.m. CST, maybe, probably. We'll see. I might be doing stuff with my family. Yeah, that's my Haven Cypher guide. Fun stuff. So yeah, have fun, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. I love you.